Hey, Dustin Tibbetts here, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth Managers. How's it going today? Hope you're enjoying your day here so far. And today I'm talking to my 30-somethings. I'm a 30-something. We're financial advisors here at Jazz Wealth. I feel like I'm that perfect age to be your financial advisor, help people both that are a little older than me, younger than us as well. We happen to be in Florida, so we deal with a lot of retirees, have a lot of experience in that category. But we like helping everybody. It doesn't matter how much money you have. We want to work with you to make sure you have the same tips, tricks, and help that the big guys get because they got a lot of dough, right? But get that sort of same help to everybody. And today, what I want to do is give you 4 tips to help build your overall net worth, help make sure your plan, your goal, your life is all in check. And I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's just get started. The first thing I want you to do is when you're in your 30s here, look, you're making more money. I get it. But you probably made some mistakes when you were in your 20s, and that may be in the form of debt. Now, some of it may have been good debt. Maybe it's your student loan debt. Maybe it's some credit card debt. That's not good debt, right? These are the 2 that I really want you to focus on. A lot of people like to pay off all their debts, and that's great. You'll get there eventually. Maybe you want to pay off a house or something, but that's a long-term plan. What I want you to focus on is your student loan debt. That is by far the most dangerous debt you can have. Trust me on this one. I want you to focus on getting that student loan debt paid off if possible, and the credit cards. I know there's a spread there, right? You go, well, student loan debts, that's such a low interest rate. Who cares about that? My credit cards over here, they're at a higher interest rate. Well, we've got to work on both of those. You pretty much live in a society now where most people have student loan debts. Well, I want you to spend some time in your 30s trying to knock that out if you haven't already. If you have any kind of student loan forgiveness, make sure you stay on track with that. Don't break any of the rules and get that done. The credit card debt, I want you to do whatever it takes here. If you have to transfer to 0% interest credit cards to play that game for a while, go ahead, do what you got to do. Let's put some pen to paper here and make sure we get the credit card debts paid off if you have any. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to focus on your retirement here, and I want you to figure out how to get that thing on autopilot. This sounds very basic and very general, I understand, but there's 2 things you want to focus on. How much money do you need to save for whatever goal you may have? So that means a little homework, right? You're going to have to think through that goal and see what it is. Then make sure you're saving that amount of money, but investing in a way that gets you towards that goal. Don't make this a big deal. I know that's what I do here, that's what our business is, and I should probably make this a bigger deal than it is, but it's really simple. You start with your 401k at work if there's a match. You put money up to the match in that 401k, and then if you qualify and you want to and you need to, move over to the Roth IRA. Put it all on autopilot. Don't worry what the markets do up or down. And more importantly, if you can work with someone that's going to teach you along the way, I think that adds a lot of value. I think a lot of the big financial gurus will say, look, if you can find an advisor that's willing to teach you, not only is that a value add in addition to what they're currently doing, but it's going to help you get your dough straight in the long run, which brings us over to the dough side of things here. The third thing I want you to focus on is, man, when you're in your 30s, don't buy the fancy stuff. I'm talking about the fancy cars, the watches. You know what I'm saying, signing up for all those little plans where they send you clothes in a box and you're going to look all fancy hitting the club still. Now that you're in your 30s, you're probably not doing a club thing much anymore, are you? I'm 37. I don't even know where a club is, to be honest with you. But don't spend money on this stuff. You now are of an age where you know nobody really cares what you drive, right? Can you show up to the place you told your friends you were going to show up to on time? That's what everybody cares about because they all got other things to do anyways. We don't care if you show up in a Maserati or on some special motorcycle or whatever. So try to avoid buying the fancy stuff in your 30s. It will greatly benefit you there, so pay close attention to that. Also, nobody's looking at your watch. Nobody cares if your ring's brand new. Nobody really cares, right? The necklace, right? You could buy a fake one on Amazon. Everybody would think it's the same exact thing. Go ahead, lie to everybody and just tell them your watch is something fancy or your necklace is fancy. I don't care. Save the money. So number 3, I want you to focus on not spending money on the bling, right? Let's get your dough straight, and that's number 4. I want you to get your dough straight after that. But this is the time where you get to have some fun here. Once you have all this taken care of, maybe you've already bought a house, right? Maybe you ended up saying, well, I'm not going to buy the fancy house. I'm going to buy a smaller house in a better neighborhood. And maybe that's a fixer-upper, so I'm going to make a little equity in there. And now I'm going to take that money and I'm going to use it down here to invest in something else. Because you got your retirement straight, you got your debt straight, you didn't buy the fancy stuff, so you're not paying all kinds of money for crap that you don't even really need, right? So now you can get your dough straight. Were you good at fixing that house? Did you buy the smaller house and do a good job at that? Maybe in this case, maybe you're going to buy some more property, right? Who knows? Maybe you want to be a landlord. Maybe you want to own apartment buildings. I know that's really popular right now. So if you did well in the first 3 phases, now's the chance to start taking advantage of that. Very small, by the way. You're not going to come down here and be the next Grant Cardone. I watch him. I see what he's doing over there, right? It's just not going to happen in your 30s, but you can lay that foundation to get there for sure. You're probably working some extra hours in there. Maybe you got a side gig or you found something you're passionate about. That's cool too. Use that money to invest in the things that you like to invest in. What do you want to invest in, right? You want to invest in startup companies. You want to invest in a company around the corner that you know is doing some good things. Did you find a couple other smaller properties in better neighborhoods that you want to invest in? Are you good at being a landlord? If so, that's the time to start taking advantage of this, is in your 30s. And finally, I'll say, go build something. You have the energy. I'm 37 years old. I got more energy than I know what to do with. I know that's not going to last forever, right? So go build something. I made a big deal out of the first of this year to say, I'm building this studio. Everybody's welcome to come by and check it out, but I'm building this company. I'm building this sort of educational platform. To me, it's important. I don't need the stuff. I need to help people now. I'm playing the long game so that when I get older, I have more customers than I know what to do with, right? So that's what I want you to do. Focus on going and building something, starting a business, starting a side business that turns into a bigger business, sell stuff on Craigslist, eBay, I don't care. This is the time to take advantage of that because you've got the energy and you're probably just getting that family started, just getting everything situated. Make the most of it. If you do make the most of it when you're in your 30s, boy, your 40s, 50s, and 60s are going to be incredible, and I'll go along for the ride with you. If I helped you in some way, maybe you'll hit the subscribe button. That definitely helps us out here in some way. And check us out at Jazz Wealth. If you want a financial advisor who's passionate, who has the energy to teach you and consistently help you grow, well, that's us here at Jazz Wealth. I love doing things like that. And at the worst case, if none of that sounds interesting to you, but you'd like an update on the stock market, come back at 5 o'clock. Check us out here live on this channel at 5 o'clock every day. I cover the stock market and give you the good, the bad, and the ugly of how things are going, and maybe you'll learn a thing or two in that class as well. I appreciate you watching. Enjoy. Have a great rest of your day.
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours.